Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast. I'm Daniel, and today we have a new episode about daily routine. In this episode, we will talk in 3 English levels, A2, B1, and B2, so you can hear how the same topic changes step by step and improve your listening naturally. Hi, Mia. Welcome back.
Hi, Daniel. Thank you. I'm happy to be here again because daily routine is one of those topics that sounds ordinary. But when people start talking about it, they realize that many important things in life actually happen inside daily habits.
Exactly. Sometimes people wait for big change, but very often life changes because of small, repeated actions. So let's begin with our first level. Now we are starting with A2 level, so we will use simple English and simple ideas. Mia, I think mornings are very important because they often decide how the whole day feels. When I wake up early, I usually feel calm because I have enough time to prepare slowly, drink tea, and think about the day before work starts. But when I wake up late, even very small things suddenly feel difficult, and somehow I always lose time searching for something important, usually my keys.
Yes, that happens very often. Sometimes keys, sometimes socks, and sometimes the phone is right in front of us, but we still cannot see it because mornings can feel confusing. I usually wake up at 7 o'clock, but honestly, my first thought is often that I want 5 more minutes.
That sounds like a very ambitious evening decision.
Exactly, especially in winter when the room feels warm and outside looks cold. After a few minutes, I get up, open the curtains, wash my face, and drink water because that helps me wake up properly.
That sounds healthy. Some people immediately check their phones, but I think that can make the morning noisy too early. Do you look at messages first?
Sometimes, yes, but I try not to do that every day because one message quickly becomes many messages. And then suddenly I spend 10 minutes looking at things that are not important.
That happens very easily. And breakfast? What do you usually eat?
Usually something simple: bread, cheese, eggs, and tea. Sometimes yogurt or fruit if I want something lighter. I do not like very heavy breakfast because then I feel sleepy again.
That makes sense. I think breakfast changes morning energy a lot. And after breakfast, do you prepare quickly?
Yes, weekdays are usually fast. I choose clothes, prepare my bag, and sometimes listen to music, because music helps me feel positive before leaving home.
Music really changes mood. Sometimes one good song can make even Monday feel acceptable.
Only acceptable, not wonderful.
That is honest. Now let's move to B1 level, where we can talk more naturally and explain ideas in more detail. I think many people try to improve their routine, especially when they want to become more disciplined, but often they create very big plans that are difficult to continue. Have you ever tried to completely change your daily routine?
Yes, many times. Usually it starts with strong motivation, especially after I feel that life has become too repetitive or too disorganized. For example, one evening I decided that from the next day I would wake up 1 hour earlier, exercise, prepare a healthy breakfast, and read for 20 minutes before work.
That sounds like a very ambitious evening decision.
Exactly, because evening motivation is very confident. At night, people believe tomorrow they will become a new version of themselves.
But morning usually has a different opinion.
Yes, the next morning I opened one eye, looked at the clock, and immediately understood that my new life was delayed.
Delayed but not cancelled.
Hopefully not cancelled. That experience taught me that small changes work better. For example, sleeping earlier or preparing clothes before bed already changes the next morning.
I agree completely. People often focus too much on mornings, but actually mornings begin the night before. If sleep is short, even simple tasks feel heavier.
Very true. When I sleep well, my mind feels clearer and I speak more calmly, even during stressful moments. But when sleep is short, Even deciding what to wear feels strangely difficult.
And coffee suddenly becomes emotionally important.
Exactly. Sometimes coffee is less a drink and more psychological support.
I think many adults would agree with that sentence immediately. Do you keep the same routine every day or change it depending on mood?
A little of both. I think some habits should stay stable, but routine also needs flexibility because every day brings different energy.
Now we are moving to B2 level, where we can explore deeper ideas and speak more freely about what routine means in modern life. These days, routine is often presented as if it is the hidden formula behind success, discipline, and emotional balance. Wake up early, plan every hour, eat perfectly, and suddenly life looks organized. But I think reality is much more complex.
I agree, completely. A routine can be powerful, but only if it is realistic and sustainable. Sometimes social media presents routines almost like performances: beautiful breakfasts, perfect desks, early workouts, and endless productivity.
And somehow, nobody looks tired.
Exactly, which already makes it suspicious.
Yes, because real life includes tiredness, interruptions, forgotten tasks, unexpected calls, and moments when concentration simply disappears.
And real desks are never perfectly clean for long. There is always one charger, one paper, one cup, and something that no one remembers putting there.
Sometimes a mysterious pin appears that belongs to nobody.
Yes, every desk has one object with no history.
But maybe that is why realistic routines matter more than perfect routines. Simple habits repeated calmly probably create more change than dramatic plans repeated only for 3 days.
Exactly. People often underestimate small habits because they do not feel impressive immediately. But over months and years, those habits quietly shape energy, attention, and even personality.
I think routine also affects emotional reactions. Someone who starts mornings in panic often carries that feeling into later conversations and decisions.
Yes, while calm beginnings create a different rhythm inside the day. That is why routine is not only about productivity, it is also about protecting mental clarity.
And maybe identity too, because habits slowly become part of who we are.
Exactly. At some point, habits stop feeling like tasks and begin to feel like character. I think daily routine may look simple, but when people start paying attention to small habits, they often understand how much those habits affect mood, energy, and even the way the whole day feels. Sometimes very small changes, like sleeping a little earlier or starting the morning calmly, can create a big difference over time.
Exactly. And maybe that is why routines are important. Not because they make life perfect, but because they help life feel more stable and easier to manage. Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and support us for more English podcast episodes in different levels. And if you want, tell us in the comments what topic you would like to hear next.
Thank you for being with us today. See you in the next episode.
See you next time.